This is KGW News at Sunrise.
A local father is reacting with outrage to a racist attack against his 8th grader.
Put their knee in his back and said that they were going to turn off their body cameras and they were going to wait 20 seconds to simulate the death of George Floyd.
And that's only part of what happened. Coming up this morning, why he says the school isn't doing enough in response.
And Multnomah County's biggest library getting a major upgrade. It's forcing the downtown Portland branch to close for much of the year. When that closure starts and what changes you'll see when it reopens.
And take a look at this from State Farm Stadium, a live look, the site of Super Bowl 57. Very quiet there this morning. Very quiet. Different story, though, on Sunday, of course. It's the Eagles taking on the Chiefs, and our show is so big this morning. So big, so super. We have a live report from that stadium coming up from Jay Gray, one of our friends at NBC, joining us on the show at 5:15.
All right, the clash is on between the two teams. But before we get to that, you got to fill us in on the weekend.
We're very friendly.
Okay. Wow.
Hugging.
Oh, that's sweet.
This is not going to last.
Okay, let me go, man. Let me go!
Drew, the Eagles fan, I'm the Chiefs fan. We have rain showers on the radar. This looks to be a day where the number of showers gets fewer and fewer and fewer. We start to open up some sun breaks, and I really think if you have plans this evening, odds are very good it will be completely dry. We're at 44 right now. It's very comfortable outside. The winds are light from the west. A fewer showers, some sun breaks at noon, 50 degrees. Later today, we'll top out in the low 50s. By the way, 57 yesterday. Hope you enjoyed it. Your weekend forecast coming up.
Rod, thank you. Our top story this morning details a racist attack on an 8th grader in the Portland Public School District. This happened last month at West Sylvan Middle School.
We spoke with the student's father, who says he thinks the school and district aren't taking it seriously enough. Alma McCarty walks us through what happened.
I was flabbergasted. I was outraged. I was angry. I couldn't even believe what I was hearing.
That's Raheem Alexander's reaction after his 8th grade son told him what happened in the hallway of West Sylvan Middle School last month. He'd just left his classroom to get some water when Alexander says he was accosted by 2 students.
They threw him up against the wall, bound his hands behind his back, and said they were, treating him like George Floyd. Proceeded to throw him on the ground face first with his hands bound behind his back, tied with a lanyard, put their knee in his back and said that they were going to turn off their body cameras and they were going to wait 20 seconds to simulate the death of George Floyd.
Horrified by what he heard, Alexander wanted to make sure the school was upfront about the attack. He met with school officials the next week about issuing a statement to all parents in the district.
We want to make sure that you put the details of what happened to our son inside of this letter that get drafted and make sure that it goes out to PPS, because it's not just about our son, it's about others. We want to make sure that this doesn't happen to someone else.
But that message wasn't sent out district-wide. The middle school principal sent a letter to West Sylvan families only on January 25th, writing she was deeply saddened to share that the school experienced a horrific hate-based incident the week prior, noting that they were limited in what they could say since it was an ongoing investigation involving students. Alexander believes this statement didn't properly address the seriousness of what happened to his son.
We can't throw it under the rug, which is what they did. They failed to put it out. They failed to get in front of it.
Now Alexander says he's hoping to shed light on the attack as his 13-year-old continues to process what happened.
My son has to see these images and videos of things that happen in our country to young black men, and for it to be reenacted to him inside of our school during school hours is deeply troubling.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
A district source told the Oregonian, which first reported the story, that the 2 students responsible for the attack were expelled. Meanwhile, PPS sent KGW a statement yesterday afternoon saying in part that the district, quote, stands firmly against any hateful acts in our schools, and that once officials were aware of what happened, PPS followed district discipline protocols and provided support to those impacted.
Unfortunately, each winter we see these viruses come back. We do see impacts, and it can be hard to have a sick child at home, but better to have them at home and care for them than to have them at school where they could spread the virus to others.
That is Dr. Dean Seidlinger with the Oregon Health Authority talking about a stomach virus outbreak that's forced Metzger Elementary School in Tigard to close again today. It's the second day in a row the school is closed after the Tigard-Tualatin School District says both students and staff got sick from that virus. Cleaning crews are disinfecting the building. The school is expected to reopen on Monday. Metzger Elementary parents, meanwhile, with questions can reach out directly to the school. The Oregon Health Authority says it's seeing a significant drop in hospitalizations because of respiratory viruses right now. Doctors say we're nearing the end of RSV season, and even though we did see a slight increase in flu cases recently, flu case numbers are also expected to start dropping. COVID hospitalizations have also been dropping since December. So the health authority says if these numbers continue going down across the board, they may consider lifting mask requirements for healthcare settings in Oregon.
Multnomah County is beginning the next phase of renovations at the Central Library. It will completely transform the space, but it also means the library will close for much of the year. The closure will start coming up on March 11th. When it finally reopens, there will be more USB plug-ins, a designated space for teenagers, a gaming room, and a quiet meeting space.
The project will give people new ways to use Central Library. That looks very different than the way people were using libraries 30 or 40 years ago.
The library bond voters passed back in 2020 is paying for these upgrades. And while the Central Library is closed, a new pop-up technology space will open on Southwest 5th in Washington. It's for people who need access to computers and printers.
Roster shakeup for the Portland Trail Blazers the last couple of days. A lot happening before yesterday's trade deadline. So here's a recap. Wednesday night, they traded Josh Hart to the Knicks for Cam Reddish, a first-round pick, and 2 other role players. Then, just before yesterday's trade deadline, the team also said goodbye to Gary Payton II. He is headed to Golden State in exchange for 5 second-round picks and forward Kevin Knox, who comes here from the Hawks. You following all this, Ron?
Well, so far I'm not that interested, but continue.
It's not franchise changing. You're right. I do like this player, though, from the Sixers. In a multi-team trade, the Blazers gave up 2 second-round picks, acquiring Sixers guard Matisse Thybulle, who is a defensive specialist.
We could use that.
There you go. All right, Christine, I know you've got one more story before Ron.
Yeah, because we're going live out to our Eric Patterson, who's in downtown Portland, taking a look at those beautiful lights. It is the final weekend for the Portland Winter Light Festival. Tonight and tomorrow from 6 to 10 p.m. You can go out, have some fun, see some like DJs. There's silent discos happening, flash mobs, all sorts of fun stuff. Main sites are going to be Pioneer Courthouse Square. What, you have something against flash mobs?
No, I love flash mobs.
Okay. Main sites include Pioneer Courthouse Square, the World Trade Center Plaza, and electric blocks on 2nd and Clay. You can get more info at pdxwlf.com.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
It does, but I can't think about winter. I have spring fever after yesterday.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
see, I just noticed this myself a little bit ago. Eugene hit 64 yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Wasn't-
Good for you guys.
It was a good day to be a duck.
And yesterday was the warmest day in Portland so far in the calendar year?
From the calendar year, yeah. We did 5-7 out at the airport. Scappoose did 59, Hillsborough 58.
What?
Salem 56. Oh, thank you, Brendan.
You're doing great things, Scappoose. You're doing great things.
Oh, wait, the plaza was for me. All right, let's get you going. But yes, you folks at Scappoose, you overachieved yourselves yesterday. All right, let's start with the Monday night, Tuesday morning snow update. Rain picks up Monday. Snow levels start to get below 1,500 feet quickly Monday evening, and then they fall down to a good 500 feet by Tuesday morning for sticking snow. Downtown Portland, I still feel like stays in the mid-30s. There could be snow in the air. and maybe some on the grass, but roadways would stay wet if we stay in the mid-30s coming in to the low elevations of downtown. Metro Hills, I've lowered this a little bit. I was going maybe 1 to 2 at 500 feet and 3 to 4 at the top of the West Hills. Now I'm just kind of downplaying that 1 to 3. This is the big update. Tuesday afternoon, mainly dry. Models are now really shutting off the moisture quickly Tuesday morning, and that's going to limit the number of hours where the air is at its coldest and the snow is falling, which limits the amount of snow that could stick in some of the Metro Hills, including 500 feet. And we talked yesterday, 200 feet, a lot of the area is at 200 feet. Salem, Hillsborough, parts of Clark County. You could have some light coverage. Okay, let's get you going with today. We have this system coming in. The little curl is a low. That's going south down into San Francisco. So the system kind of splits up, and we think that we'll have probably the most numerous showers this morning, fewer and fewer showers this afternoon. Not bad out there this morning. Temperatures are comfortable. We have mostly gentle showers passing. We're at 44. I mean, yes, and Salem's at 47. Really comfortable stuff. Similar at the coast. It is freezing from Hood River out to the Dalles, where you guys have been dry and your skies have been partly cloudy overnight. Futurecast, few showers this morning, 10:30, 1:30 this afternoon. Not much going on. Mainly dry this evening. And here is your 7-day forecast. 53 today, not bad. Weekend looks dry. Look for some fog tomorrow morning. Cold freezing starts for many of you. 50 tomorrow, 53 on Sunday. And then I'm going what am I? I forgot my own forecast. I got to read it in the monitor. 34 to 42 is what I'm going to downtown Portland on Tuesday.
Burr.
Thank you. I'm done.
Thanks, Rod. Hey, before kickoff on Super Bowl Sunday, fans can check out the NFL Experience. There are games, obstacle courses, exhibits, lots of stuff coming up this morning. We'll take you there live for a look around.